Hi, this is MIU 1, Unit 1, Lessons 2.1 and 2.2. And what we are learning is multiples. We're going to be using multiples to help us solve multiplication problems. So we're going to start off with multiples, and that just means skip counting, starting on that number. So we're going to start off with multiples of 2. So when I am doing multiples of 2, I'm just going to circle those. So let's count it together. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50. Let's pause there. Do we see any patterns so far that have been happening in this? What has been going on with our multiples of 2? I noticed that they all seem to be in the 2, 4, 6, 8, or 10 columns. So what does that mean about the numbers? They all seem to have a 2, 4, 6, 8, or 0 in the ones place. Or they all end in that. Also, if they all end in 2, 4, 6, 8, or 0, doesn't that mean they're all even? Let's finish doing our boards. Circling the multiples of 2. There, those are finished. So you can double check yours. So now we're going to do the multiples, and we're just going to put 1 times 2 here, and then we look up here and we say, if I go to the first one, it's just a 2. So I just put the answer is maybe. Then I'm going to keep doing the same thing. I'm going to go 2 times 2. And I go up here, 1, 2. It's the second one, so it's 4. And then I'm going to keep going. 3 times 2. 1, 2, 3. And it is 6. Now I'm just going to keep going. So as you can see, 3 times 2 is 6, 4 times 2 is 8, 5 times 2 is 10, 6 times 2 is 12, 7 times 2 is 14, 18 times 2 is 16, 9 times 2, I think I said 18, 8 times 2 is 16, 9 times 2 is 18, 10 times 2 is 20. So those are the multiples of 2. Now we're going to look at the multiples of 5 and 10. We're going to start with the multiples of 5, but I want you to think to yourself, will it take more groups of 5 to get to 100 or more groups of 10 to get to 100? What do you think? Oh, you can't see it because it's big. There we go. So now let's go ahead and circle our 5s. Let's count it together. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. What patterns do we notice with these 5s? What do they all end in? What's in the ones place? Yeah, a 5 or a 0. What else do we notice? Since it's 5, then 0, 5, then 0, what type of numbers are those? Is 5 an even number or an odd number? It's odd, and then it goes even, right? Because 10 is even. And then it repeats, odd, even. Now let's go down here to do our multiples. So here we're going to be putting 1 times 5. And 1 times 5 is the very first one, and it's a 5. So we just put 5. And then we're going to keep going. 2 times 5. What is the second one? 1, 2. So it is 10. And then 3 times 5. 1, 2, 3. It's 15. Whoops. And 4 times 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 20. So you're going to keep doing that. So now we have all the multiples of 5 in here. We got 6 times 5 is 30, 7 times 5 is 35, 8 times 5 is 40, 9 times 5 is 45, 10 times 5 is 50. So now we're going to look at multiples of 10. So multiples of 10 are just simply counting by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. What do we notice about the multiples of 10? What do the multiples of 10 all end in? Well, they all end in 0. So it has 0 in the ones place. What else is true? If it has 0 in the ones place, that means they're all even. Hey, the 5s all had those 10s too. Right? Interesting. But it doesn't have the 5s like the 5s did. That's interesting. Now let's go ahead and do the multiplication expressions that are at the bottom. So we'll put 1 times 10. Here we go up, and the first one is 10. And then we repeat. 2 times 10. And you look and you see 1, 2. The second one is 20. And then you keep going. 3 times 10. 1, 2, 3. 30. So now that we've got all of them, we've got 4 times 10 is 40, 5 times 10 is 50, 6 times 10 is 60, 7 times 10 is 70, 8 times 10 is 80, 9 times 10 is 90, and 10 times 10 is 100. Doesn't it seem like the 10s are like double what the 5s are? Now we're going to look at multiples of 3. So we're going to be counting these ones together. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36, 39, 42, 45, 48, 51, 54, 57, 60. Do we see any patterns there? It looks like there's a diagonal pattern on the chart, but I really want to look at patterns with the numbers. It seems like we've got 3. What kind of number is that? Is that odd or even? It seems like that's an odd number, isn't it? And then 6, that's even. 9 is odd, even. So we've got odd, even, even pattern. we see anything else? So now I finished circling the multiples of 3, and you can see that the chart just continued to have those diagonals on it. Now we're going to go through and fill in the multiples of the multiplication expressions. So 1 times 3, we're going to look up here at the first one, and it's a 3. Then 2 times 3. So we look at that, 1, 2. That means it's 6. And then 3 times 3. So I go to the third one, 1, 2, 3. That's 9. And then I'm going to keep going. The fourth one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 12. Then we've got 5 times 3 is 15, 6 times 3 is 18, 7 times 3 is 21, 8 times 3 is 24, 9 times 3 is 27, 10 times 3 is 30. Now we're going to look at the multiples of 6. So these ones are a bit more challenging because you count more, you add on more each time. When you were doing the 3s, you could have just done like skip 2 and then do the next one. I forgot to say that, but that's not, I mean, you have to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in between each of these. 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, 54, 60. Oops, that's 42. 66, 72, 78, 84, 90, 96. Whoa, there's a lot fewer than there was on the 3s. What patterns do you see? 6, what kind of number is that? 12, 18, those all seem even. That's different than the 3s. But I wonder if I look up here, 6 was on the 3s, 18 and 12 were on the 3s. All of these numbers were on the 3s. So all multiples of 6 are on multiples of 3. Now we're going to do the multiplication. So we'll start the same way. 1 times 6, we go to the first 6. That's 6. So we just put 6. Then we go to the next one, 2 times 6. So we count 2. 1, 2. That's 12. And then 3 times 6. We count 3. 1, 2, 3. 18. 4 times 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 24. Now we have all of the multiples of 6. 9 times 6 is 54. 10 times 6 is 60. Now these can be used to help you solve problems. The 5 and 10 are connected, so are the 3 and 6. Because 10 is a double of 5 and 6 is a double of 3. So those are connected, and that's going to really help in the next day's lesson. Thanks.